I've become too complex, a cold young man with a vex. I'm here to skew the facts. My memory's walking on tacks. It's a drive, it's a fire, hard to breathe.
Hi, this is Corey Cole from Team YCCC heading down to Kennebunk Beach today to get some opinions from some parents to see if a child care facility at YCCC would be a good idea. Let's see where it goes. So what do you think about having a child care facility on YCCC?
I think it would be fine. My children don't go to daycare, so it doesn't really affect me, but...
Well, would it make any difference if you were to decide to go back to class or back to school? Would it kind of sway you in any way?
That would be great. If I was going to go back to college, I think that would be very helpful for parents to have a daycare right on site.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am.
The smoke rises higher, and I know it's a classic case of erasing all I know. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's a lie in context.
Today we are filming at Walmart. These are the fellow associates that I work with, and I'm getting their opinion.
Yeah, can
I mean, do you think it would draw in the single parents enough to make it worth it?
I think so, yeah. I don't want to say it, but Maine has a lot of single parents, and a lot of people do want to go to college, but they don't have the funds to hire a babysitter or find somebody to watch their kids so they can go to college. I think having a daycare center on campus would be fantastic.
So, Chris, what do you think about having a child care facility on YCCC?
I think it'd be a good idea for single parents that are going to school.
I mean, would you consider going back to school if this option was available to you?
Personally, that wouldn't make me consider going back to school. But that's just me personally. There are other people out there that don't have a regular babysitter and don't have money for daycare and whatnot. And that'd be helpful for them. But my situation, wouldn't make me consider going back to school.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Do you think a child care facility on YCCC would be beneficial?
It only makes sense. If you want new students, you want to make it easy for them, make it convenient for them to attend classes, then yeah.
Is there a possibility in the future that you could possibly take advantage of this?
No, I would take advantage of it. If I have children and I want to go back to school, then I definitely would take advantage of that.
All right. Thank you. So what do you think about a child care center on a college campus?
Unless it was free or a greatly reduced rate, I really don't see any benefit whatsoever. Other than maybe saving someone a little bit of time in transporting their children to a daycare. Personally, I think that institutions that teach should focus on their core disciplines and teach and not babysit.
Starting to wrap up the interviews, and so far I found that almost everyone is in favor of it. The only person who wasn't in favor of the interviews I've done so far misunderstood the question and how I worded it to him. We had a later talk that he didn't really want to put on camera, but I will vouch for the fact that we talked it over and he kind of saw my point. He thought the daycare be run through the school by students, and he didn't think that was a good idea. and it's a very valid point that that would not be a good thing to do. So I just wanted to clarify that before we ended this little project. So Paige, what do you think about having a child care facility on YCCC?
I think that would be good for people who need it, which isn't me, but for other people it would be good.
Do you think a child care facility on YCCC would be a good idea?
Well, definitely. It gives mothers who don't have, or single mothers or single fathers who don't have a place to keep their kids while they're going to school, or don't have a steady place to keep their kids, it lets them be more secure, or feel more secure about their children's whereabouts, and that could allow them to come to the school. In order to pay for such a thing, we could also drop, I don't know, $25 on top of the tuition, or $50 on top of the tuition for every single student, which isn't outrageous considering the prices are very low for tuition as it is here, or for classes themselves, and put that towards paying and funding for this. And I don't think anybody would really object to that if it's going to improve the school itself.
Now, how do you think it will draw more students in? Do you think if we advertise it as having a child care facility on campus, do you think we would get more of a draw of parents?
I would not doubt it at all. I would think there's nothing negative about it. If anything, it's benefiting the students that are already here who have children, and it may make them be able to stay longer here, giving more funds to the school as the student is able to stay and progress through their career.
All right. Thank you. So overall, for me, this interviewing people was kind of a fun project and a good way to capture people and how they view things. It's not like a written interview. It was a lot more difficult, I thought. But I think the results were worth it, and I think they were very accurate. I do wish I had encountered more people on the beach and more single parents. I know that my friend Chris is a single parent, and there's a couple more on there with children, so I think that will make a valid point. Some of the challenges that I faced during this project were getting people to speak on camera. I found tons of willing participants to do an interview, but as soon as you pull out the camera, I'd say over 3/4 of the people backed off and didn't want to be filmed, which I did find dismaying. But all in all, I think this whole thing went really well. So thank you for watching, and well, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day.